Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Friday's project. I am going to be doing my cloche today, and so hopefully it'll all come together. Let me show you what we're going to be using. I'm going to be using some of this sea foam floral accents that I've used in a lot of my projects. I'm going to be using some sand. Oh, pray for me. I'm going to be using some lightweight spackle. I know it sounds weird, but I'll explain. And then, whoops, I'm going to be using some of my coral, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be using some of this paint. This is the cobalt blue in the metallic paint. I'm going to be using this little sandcastle ornament that I picked up from Tuesday morning. And I just think it's so cute. That's actually the front of it. And then, of course, I'm going to be using the glass jar that I got. And a plate. And I'm going to be using the lid to this jar. So, and there might be bits and pieces along the other way as we get started. But for right now, that's all I'm using. So let's get started. Okay, I forgot to also say we're going to be using E6000, of course, the glue gun. Alright, so, and this was a paper towel with some acetone I used to get the stickies off the plate and the jar. Okay, so originally what I had planned on doing was putting the cloche here and then just making a light mark around it because it would come off with acetone, but I really don't think I'm going to have to do that because this plate is actually small enough, and I might need to be using a larger plate, but for right now, this is what I'm going to use. I think it'll be okay. So the first thing we're going to do is put the top on here. Now, I'm going to take this plastic edge off, I hope, because you don't want this plastic rim on there. That would look terrible. I should have cut this off before we got started, shouldn't I? Ugh. It is not good to have arthritis in your hands. Oh, and trying to tear something that's hard plastic. It's very tight seal. Okay, finally got that off. Now, we're going to place this on here. We're going to see where it's going to be glued. And this is going to be like the little bell portion of our cloche. And what we're going to do, I thought about putting something in this, but then I don't really have a top for it, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to leave it clear. Or, no, I'm going to leave it clear. Make up my mind in a minute. Okay, so all we're going to do is take some E6000, of course, and we're going to put it around this ridge right here. But I'm also going to hit it with some hot glue so that we can have adherence immediately. But when I put it on, we're going to let it sit for a little while anyway and work on the plate portion. Okay. You don't want to put too much because you don't want it to. And I'm just actually putting some hot glue around the edges. Just enough to hold it a little bit. Okay. Now, as best as you can, line it up. And stick it on there. I'm going to try to get it even as possible. There we go. And I'm putting some pretty good pressure on this also, just to make sure it's secure. Okay. Now we're going to take this, move it away for right now because we don't need it right this moment, and we're going to let that sit. So now we're going to work on the plate. Let me put my glue back on, the lid back on. so it doesn't get all yucky on me. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, and this may look a little strange, I wanted to give the plate a little texture like the bottom of the ocean, because all of this is going to be sitting like it's at the bottom of the ocean. So what I'm going to do first is get my little sand castle. And all I'm doing is holding this with a pair of scissors and taking the little screw out of the top so it doesn't have a hook. Because this was an ornament. But you know what? It was a heavy ornament, so I don't think that would have done very well. Okay, so I'm going to take some of my spackle. And I'm just going to drop it into the plate. And this is going to have to dry. So, but I'm just going to make like an ocean floor. And also made it snow really well too. Now I am going to dry this a little bit with a heat gun. So, just to let y'all know. And I'm trying very carefully to keep everything on the inside of that inner ring of the plate. Oops. Okay, I'm going to get all this on here and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I've got it all on there. I've been drying it with my heat dryer. And what I've come to realize is it's probably not going to dry all the way tonight. But it is dry enough to stay on the plate. And it's not going anywhere. So, the next step that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to move this out of the way, because this will continue to dry overnight. Now, other than this, I'm not really gluing anything down per se, except maybe some pieces to it. But the next thing I'm going to do is put my sandcastle and decide which one is going to be my front and which is going to be the back. And I think I want the back. See, it's dried really pretty fairly well. I'm going to put my sandcastle in there. And I think I am just going to run a little hot glue, because I think a hot glue will sit on that. On just the white textured part. So that is the front of my, nope. Oops. Take that off right quick. Huh? That's the front of my sandcastle. About to messed it up. Okay. So that's the front with the little castle door opening. So I'm just going to let that sit for a few moments and put that out of the way. A lot of moving parts to this. I have an idea in my head, y'all. So this is not only a dry run, this is it, because I don't have any other way to, I don't have anything else to do it. So I want to put some coral in here. And I actually was thinking about doing it like this or like this, sticking behind it. I have to make sure it's not taller than my cloche. So what I'm going to try to do now is to clip off this end of the plastic. And I think I can do it without tearing it up, I hope. It's quite tough. There we go. There we go. Awesome. And we're just going to stick this in here into the big piece. But I am going to put some hot glue in it. Just a little bit. Find my little hole again. And that's going to keep that standing upright. Now, I'm going to take another piece. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that. Like that high. So before this dries, I think I'm going to put it down like this. And I'll just put a seashell over it. How about that? But that may not fit against my cloche. So let's see. I'm trying to be very careful with the cloche because I don't want it to get, I don't want the top to fall off yet. Okay, that will not fit like that. So, I'm going to wipe a little bit more of this off. Pull that off. And I'm simply going to trim some of it off. Now that I see that we can do that. It is very tough though. Okay. It's got to all fit in within this little inside a little dish. So I think I'm gonna cut some more of this off and just keep on going. Okay, this stuff has got to be the toughest stuff I've ever seen. So, but we got it the right size now. But in doing all of that, we got a lot of the sparkly stuff off. And so, you know, I'm gonna hit it up with some sparkly paint. And I'm just gonna grab something to put some paint on. Good old paper plates. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little paint to it. In the areas that got made white. Like really white. Like with no sheen. And yes, I'm using my hands because, you know, it's the best tool God gave me. And it's easy to wash. And it'll give it some color. I'm actually kind of liking the effect that it's giving this. Okay. Okay, so I finished painting it and I went ahead and stuck it in there. And I really like the way it looks coming out. Now I really need to do something about this white down here. I really don't want it to be white. And I was going to sprinkle sand on it, but I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. So let me think. Y'all, I told you I'm doing this as I go along. I had an idea in my head, but I think if I covered it up with some of this, I wouldn't have to use it all. We'll see. All right. I think what I'm going to do is go for the sand. We get some Mod Podge out of here. Use the same little plate. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to, I am going to use a brush on it. And I am actually going to Mod Podge over this to get it wet. And I'm only going to do a little section at a time because I don't want to get it everywhere. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to go, guys, so you may not even see this video. But I would rather you see my mistakes and try to figure things out. And I think I am going to do that. Whoops. Yikes. Paint didn't get good and dry. I should have painted that before I put it down there, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I know the sand will stick to the Mod Podge area. So I'm just going to do this all the way around until I get finished with it. Okay, so I got all that done. And I think I'm going to lay a couple of shells as close as possible down. And I'm also like a little footpath or door. And then, let me use that. I am going to use some of this just to tie some blue in some other places. And I'm really not sticking it down with anything, because like I said, I might want to take this out one day and do something else with it, and we never know. Okay. So, I know I made a big old mess, didn't I? I did get a little bit of paint on my plate. That's not a big deal. As you can see, I'm just wiping it off. I got a little bit of acetone on here. And it's just wiping right off. Okay. So, let's keep our fingers crossed. There we go. So there's our cloche. I'm going to try to hold it tight so I can show it to you. And if I can get a picture made, I will. There is a little bit of sand coming out of the bottom of it, but I'm not mad about that. As a matter of fact, I thought very seriously of putting sand around it, but I don't want nobody to hit it. But I still might do that anyway. I might put a little bit more sand around it like that. But I think that came out really cute. And so I don't know if I'm going to put any kind of ribbon or anything on it. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And you know what? This is a centerpiece that I can leave out, even though it's blue with my Christmas theme. I can leave this out all year round. So, all you got to do is play, guys, because that's all I did. Obviously, I didn't do anything to, I mean, I tried to prep this, you know, get a little bit done and everything, but I didn't have another one to make and then make another one. So, y'all got to see it from start to finish. So, you can see my mistakes. Just make sure that you measure your stuff, you know, inside the cloche better than I did with a little, this right here. And just remember, if you use this for anything, to be careful with it because a little stuff comes off of it. But, you know, you're only limited to your imagination. And I love the sandcastle in there with the coral and the things and the shells and stuff. So I'm happy with it. And you know what? If I'm happy with it, then it's all good. Because this is for me. It's for nobody else. So thank you for coming along and watching. I hope you enjoyed this little mess of a tutorial. And if you've not joined my channel, please do so by hitting the little subscribe button up there or clicking on my little channel logo. Same difference. And please just give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. All right, thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye.